Hi, in this Facebook video I'm just going to briefly go over some of the privacy settings in Facebook. So firstly, if you open up your Facebook, go to your account and you'll find here now privacy settings. Now in most cases you'll probably find if you've never altered these, it's going to be on your recommended settings. Now what I'd like to do is customize these. And on each of these things listed here, you can set options based on who you want to be able to see that information. So by default here, if we take a look at this first list, all posts that I place on my wall, status updates, photos, etc. are visible to everybody. You may not want that to be so, you may just want that to be visible to friends or even friends of friends. If you have a look at the options here, you've got everyone, so obviously it's accessible to all. Friends only, so only people on your friends list, and then friends of friends. Now, I rarely use this because obviously, although you may trust all of your friends, that's not to say that you're going to trust their judgment on who they add to their friends list. And of course, you've then got the option to customize this totally. So you can have this, for example, only visible to friends, and you can even have it hidden from certain people, individuals, or certain groups that you've got. So in this case, I'm going to just hide it from this particular group. If we have a look down, you've got a lot of information here. It tries to break it down into categories, things that I share. Birthdays, again, you may not wish to share this information with everyone. You know, it does pose certain risks with putting your information out there, your date of birth, contact details and everything else. So do be very vigilant on what you share on Facebook. Things that others share. Now this can be quite important, especially if you've got people on your friends list like your employees or even your employer themselves. So photos and videos that you're tagged in, you may only want certain people to see this, so you may just want your friends to be able to see that. Again, you might want to hide certain groups, so you might not want, if you've got your employer or somebody on there, you might not want your work group to see you. So here I've got the group MMC, which is all of my work colleagues. If I didn't want them to see all of the videos and pictures that I'm tagged in, then I'd add this group here. I'm going to cancel off of that. Now probably the most important area on here is your contact information. Now here I've got it set for my mobile here on custom. I've got it set that only friends can view and certain groups in my Facebook contacts can't see this information at all. I'm going to do the same thing for all of these other options here. Once you've altered all of these settings, one thing that you might want to do is preview how your profile looks. So if you click this, I can now see what people can see if they don't have me as a friend here. So they just can see very limited information about me, my likes and interests, and certain contact information such as my website address here and obviously my Facebook profile information. I can't see any photos or anything other than my current profile photo. If I wanted to view this from the eyes of somebody else, I can select them from the list. So I'm going to select this person here, who's one of my Mafia Wars group members. And straight away they can see certain information here, but the important stuff, contact information, they can't see. Now if we go back to the privacy settings, we can have a look at another area here, which is directory information. Obviously one of the first things we got here is, can people search for you on Facebook? Now you might have the case where somebody's a teacher that uses Facebook, and one of the first things they're going to want to do is remove themselves from the search because they don't want students to be able to find them out there just by typing in their name on Facebook. So in this case, you can just set that it can only be, people can only find you on Facebook if they're already a friend. Again, sending you friend requests. If you leave this open to everyone, then anybody can send you a friend request. The only restriction you can make on this is to choose friends of friends. Again, sending you a personal message, you can either leave this open to everyone, which I wouldn't recommend because you will get spam out there off of random people, or you can restrict it a bit by the friends or friends of friends option. Seeing your friend list. Now this is something that you might be comfortable other people seeing all of your friends, and you might want to show off just how popular you are if you've got hundreds on there, but not everybody wants their information shared. So I have this restricted that only my friends can see my friends list. You can customize this and you can hide particular groups. So again, as with my personal information, I've got particular groups that I wouldn't call trusted friends at all, so I'm going to add this to the hidden list so they can't see my friend list here. Now another part, you've got your education and work. Again, you might not want this visible to everybody, and your location, whereabouts you are, your interests, you might not want to share those with everybody. So each of these can be customized entirely the way that you like it. Going back to our privacy settings page, if you come down here and look at the bottom, you'll see applications and websites. Now if you go in to edit these settings, it will show you a list of all the applications that you've got currently installed on your Facebook, so you can modify each of these. Now one of the most interesting parts here is the public search, which basically means that your Facebook profile is allowed to be searched and scanned by all the search engines out there, such as Google and things. If you don't want your information to be visible on search engines, then what you do need to do is actually go into here and disable the public search. Now another feature of Facebook with some of the applications that it's got, such as birthday reminders, is that if other people have those apps installed, those apps can access information such as your date of birth and things from your profile. If you don't want people to be able to access this information using any apps that they've got installed, then you do need to edit these settings. So for example, I might not want other people's applications to access my photos, videos, or even ones that I'm tagged in. Again, my birthday information, relationship information, and whether I'm on or offline, status updates, all of this is all customizable to whichever way suits you best. Another area that isn't really that important at the moment but may become more important over time is instant personalization, which basically means certain select partner sites that are linked with Facebook can, so long as you give them permission, access information from your profile in an effort to personalize your experience on those websites. Now if you take a look at this, at the moment it's only 3 sites at current, which are Docs, Pandora and Yelp, which I'm sure most of you out there aren't using. If you are using them and you do want Facebook information to be accessible in those other websites, then what you'll need to do is just enable this instant personalization here. Hopefully that's gave you a good enough overview of some of the security settings that are there in Facebook and how to use them to customize everything just the way that you want it. And I'll see you again soon for another tutorial video.